Okay, thank you, dear, for your call.
Awesome.
Bye. Okay, good evening. Thank you for waiting. It's your turn.
Good evening, Gordon.
Yes, sir.
I have a complaint.
Uh-oh.
I do a lot of walking.
Yes.
In the last 3 days, I covered around West Reading,
Yeah?
Missing, West Lawn,
Uh-huh.
and Wilshire. And all those places the snowplows went through, but nobody shoveled anywhere that you can get off of the pavements.
You mean the walks?
You have to walk and almost take a risk of breaking your neck when you want to cross the street.
Yeah. Well, I'm quite sure that there's an ordinance somewhere in the township or
I hope that these borough officials either hear it or are told about it.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a disgrace for the taxpayers and particularly our senior citizens.
Mm-hmm. Not only that, but it's dangerous.
It is dangerous.
Yeah, right.
Getting on the bus and getting off the bus.
Yeah, I got you. Well, I tell you, I think ordinarily people tend to wait for some warm weather to come along and get rid of the ice, but I don't think we've had any warm enough weather to get rid of it. I think people are
But
going to...
once somebody breaks their neck, it's too late.
Yeah, right. Well, I happen to agree with you. I just figure maybe people should get out there with the shovels and not wait for Mother Nature to do it.
Oh, well, we as taxpayers are paying our taxes, and therefore it's up to the boroughs to get men out there and do that work.
Well, now, wait a minute. The sidewalks are supposed to be the individual...
I don't mean the sidewalks.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Okay, what'd you say?
When you want to step up on the sidewalks from the street, cross the street.
Yeah?
Snow plows come along and they plow it, and that's it.
So what do you want them to do? Remove the snow and ice completely from the street?
They at least, no. They should at least shovel a path that you can get up on the curb.
Oh, I got you. So here you are crossing the street. You come to the curb, and there's ice, and it's slippery right there when you want to step up to the sidewalk.
That's right.
Oh, okay, I got you. Well, that's a good idea. I tend to agree with you there. Okay, so let's get hot and let's make some phone calls tomorrow and raise hell. Okay?
That's right. Thank you.
Okay, buddy. Bye-bye. It's 9:15. We'll take some more calls in just a minute here. Did you ever get a bunch of photos back? And, let's say that they didn't come out too well. And if you mention something about it, the people at the store say, well, I'm sorry, but we have no control over the results because it's the photo finisher's fault in Oregon or something, see? Maybe in Portland, where they ship them. Now, that won't happen at Dre's Photo Services because they're the only photo finishers around dealing directly with you. In other words, Dre's does the work right here. It's not sent out, which is also a big advantage insofar as the time is concerned. Naturally, if the films have got to be mailed somewhere for developing, it takes a little longer. But let's not forget that at Dre's, you get borderless maxi prints for the same cost of old-style prints somewhere else. You get the picture? Well, you're much better off at Dre's Photo Services at 47 South 6th Street in the Berkshire Mall store. And while Penn Street is under construction, which may well be for the next couple of years, at the rate it's going, use the park and shop lot between Cherry and Franklin Streets, and then use Dre's rear entrance. That's Dre's for you, okay? A few more calls here in the Nightmare program. Good evening. Thank you for waiting. It's your turn.
Yeah. Well, this woman that we're talking about, this old remedy for Dutch or whatever.
For, let me see. We had a couple of remedies. Which one in specific?
Fat or whatever. Even a Dutch, because I'm Dutch.
Oh.
They're way older than I am, and I'm only a youngster.
Uh-huh.
And they know what they're talking about, believe me.
They do, huh?
My mother still gives me this stuff.
No kidding. What does she give you?
Like this bacon fat on a splinter.
Bacon fat on a splinter. And that really works, huh?
It does.
I'll be darned.
I'll go for her all the way.
Okay.
And there's other stuff of honey and...
Uh-huh. Now, would you call this Pennsylvania Dutch, or would you call it just for this particular area?
Well, really, it's a Dutch thing, but everybody's using it.
Yeah, I got you.
The typical Dutch remedy.
What I'm trying to get at is, do you think that it originated with the Pennsylvania Dutch and maybe picked up by other people?
Right.
Is that a possibility?
That's a possibility because this is the only remedy of the Pennsylvania Dutch.
Yeah, I got you.
And this is the way people do things.
Mm-hmm.
They don't run to the doctor right away, but...
Yeah. Well, especially in the old days, you know.
You better believe it.
Yeah.
And what these two women are talking about, I know what they're talking about because I am Dutch, and I guess they are too.
Yeah.
I presume.
So it works.
Yes, it does.
Okay, then. Thank you for your call.
Good night.
Right on, bye. It's 12 minutes before 9 o'clock here at WHUM. The key word, by the way, is remedies, and that's what we're kicking around once in a while. If you got an old remedy that, you want to talk about, why shoot. We'll be back to the calls here in just a moment.
Good year, way to go. Good year, way to go. Move on now, drink some your time.
Central Tire Company has Goodyear's custom steel guard radial in stock, a tire with 5 guards to help protect you 5 ways. Against rough ride with strong polyester cord body, against penetration under the tread with double steel belts, and against wet skid with water channeling grooves. Against loss of road contact with independent working tread and sidewall decoupling, and against sluggish handling with special stabilizers. Get yours now at Central Tire Company, 328 and 340 Buttonwood Street. It's 10 minutes before 9 o'clock here at WHUM. My name is Jordan Matthews. Paul Barkley is in Reading Hospital tonight. He'll be there for a couple of weeks, awaiting surgery, and he'll be there for at least 2 weeks and maybe 3 or 4. We hope him well. We wish him well. Hope he gets back here as soon as possible. And I know that's your sentiments, too. Good evening. It's your turn here in the Nightmare program.
Pardon?
Hello, Nightmare here.
I'd like to talk about a old Polish remedy, a pierogi.
I beg your pardon?
Pierogi?
Pierogi, what's that?
It's, about when you have dough and potatoes inside or something like sauerkraut or something.
Sauerkraut?
Yeah, they're called pierogi. In dough.
Start from the beginning. Okay.
First you have 6 cups of flour.
Okay.
6 cups of flour. Then you mix it in with 16 ounces of water.
6 cups of water.
16 ounces.
16 ounces.
Yes. Then six packs of yeast.
6 packs of yeast.
Then you mix it all together.
Yeah.
Added water if they needed.
Uh-huh.
Then they rolled it out and cut into round ovals about 3 to 4 inches.
Yeah.
Then put on the side and start making your filling.
Mm-hmm.
You can either put in potatoes, sauerkraut,
Yeah.
cheddar cheese,
Yeah.
or hamburger or mushrooms or onions.
Yeah.
And then you put it, the mashed potatoes, put it in water, you have to peel it, and then after be peeled, mashed potatoes, and then put in the filling, right? You have so far?
Yeah, so far.
After that, you put in the inside of pierogi, fold over, and then crease it on so no water gets in,
Yeah, kind of pinch it.
Yeah, pinch it.
Yeah, okay.
Then you take it hot water, depending how much you want. Pardon?
Well, this is getting complicated.
You take water
Water.
and put it in a big pan.
Yeah.
Then you put your pierogi in.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness, this is awfully long. I tell you what you can do. You know what you can do?
It's only 2 steps yet. It's
No,
very simple.
I don't want to hear the 2 steps.
It's just in 2 seconds.
I don't want to hear it. I'll tell you what, send it on a postcard.
Hey, to Joe, can I give you your name?
Paul Barkley.
And my name's Joe Goya.
Joe Goya, huh? Okay, Joe, you're a terrific person. He's a fibber, too, as a matter of fact. It's 7 minutes before 9 o'clock here at WHU, and what he was describing was the recipe for concrete. Ah. Okay, good evening. It's your turn. Thank you for waiting.
Is this Paul Bartley?
No, this is Jordan Matthews.
Well, is this the one that's taken his place?
That's right. Right. I'm taking Paul Barkley's place.
Why, what I wanted to tell you,
Uh-huh.
what that woman told you about all those different things,
Yeah?
those old remedies.
Yeah.
Why, those are all true.
Right.
Outside of the white of the egg, she says about putting that on to draw something or something like that there.
Uh-huh.
There, I had a brother-in-law that was very strong and husky.
Yeah.
And he tried that one time, and it almost drove him out of his mind. It's such terrific pain.
No kidding.
It's so much of a drawing, you know.
Which,
It almost, he had to take it off. He said he would have went plump out of his mind.
what did he have? Did he have a boil or something?
Well, and he put that on.
What did he put on? The egg membrane?
Right, of the egg.
Yeah. And it almost drove him crazy, huh?
He said it would have drove him crazy if he kept it on.
I gotta try that. Oh, my goodness. Here he was, a great big...
You get to talk to Paul Bartley.
Right?
Well, you tell him that I feel very sorry. I'm a very close friend of his.
Okay.
Because my son and him used to be together.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, I hope he's listening.
Spavely.
Right, okay.
Do you know Robert Spavely?
No, I don't.
Don't you?
No,
Well, Paul Bartley knows.
Okay, well, I'll ask Paul when he gets back.
And
okay?
I'm his mother.
Oh, good. Okay.
Just wanted to tell you about that white of the egg.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for telling us that
Didn't put that on nothing.
No kidding. It's powerful, huh? Okay, dear. Thank you for your call.
Thank you.
Bye. Wow, I'm glad to know about it. I don't know. I didn't know that was going to be dangerous like that, you know? Whew. Wow. Industrial Plywood at 520 Willow Street can supply you with all thicknesses of cabinet-grade plywood. Cabinet-grade plywood gives you, the natural finish of real wood, not an imitation. And Industrial Plywood carries 8 beautiful finishes in stock at all times. Maple, birch, knotty pine, mahogany, oak, gum, walnut, or cherry. They're available in 4x8 sheets, mind you. For interior and exterior construction, they've got fir construction-grade plywood in 4x8 and 4x10 sheets with thicknesses available from 1/4 inch to 1 inch and 3/16. That's pretty thick. Industrial Plywood at 520 Willow Street carries a big supply of pre-finished paneling, too. Now, these 4x8 panels are a full 1/4 inch thick and are all first quality. There are walnut, cherry, ash, oak, just to mention a few of the finishes. And for the budget-minded homeowner, there's a big selection of thinner panels, beautiful but less costly than the 1/4 inch. Industrial Plywood at 520 Willow Street is open daily from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday from 7 a.m. to 12 noon. And you can telephone them at 376-5049. That's 376-5049. Let's take a few more calls here. Good evening. It's your turn on Paul Barkley's Nightmare program.
I'd like to talk to the Nightmare.
Okay, this is Jordan Matthews filling in for Paul. What's on your mind?
Well, I was listening to the show tonight, and they were talking about old remedies.
Right.
And the ones that we were talking about here was brown sugar and butter.
Brown sugar and butter, and what did you do? You melted the butter and you
Melted it in a pan, and
made like a syrup.
poured it in a glass dish and let it get hard, and then sucked it when you had a little bit of a tickle in your throat,
Really? Huh. Well, that's, how far back does that go? Just,
Oh, God, I don't know. My mother tried it on us, and I know they tried it on her when she was a girl, too.
So that's going back about, 70, 80 years or so?
About 70, I'd say.
Brown sugar and what'd you say?
Brown sugar and butter, and melt it in a pan and cook it a little bit,
Well, even if it didn't cure your cough, it kind of tasted good, didn't it?
Well, it sure did taste good. And another one we had tried was when we had sore throat. My mother used to have us gargle with vinegar and pepper in water.
Wow.
And I'll tell you, it really cured, well, I don't know if it cured it, but it sure did make your throat numb.
Vinegar and pepper.
Vinegar and pepper.
Vinegar and pepper.
Right.
And a little water, what would you say? One part vinegar?
Water, yeah.
one
And
part
gargle
water?
with it.
Oh, boy. Wow.
It burned.
Okay. All right.
I just thought I'd call in
Sure.
and tell you those two. I hadn't heard those yet.
Yeah. Good. Well, keep listening. Maybe we'll come up with some new ones.
Okay, then. Thank you.
Righto. Thank you for calling. Bye. See, I got one more reminder here to do, and then we can get back to the phone calls here in the Paul Barkley Nightmare program. The time is 2 minutes before 9 o'clock.
The following announcement is presented by Dr. Ernest R. King as a service to the community. We are a symptom-conscious society, and usually we wait for a breakdown in the human machine before seeking help. Then, in our impatience, we frequently do everything possible to get rid of the symptoms so that we can once again continue our lives, very often at the neglect of the one physical possession we can't replace, our bodies. When a problem occurs in our bodies, we have two choices. We must decide whether we will be satisfied with getting rid of the pain. We could compare this to turning off a burglar alarm, or whether we will attempt to find and eliminate the cause so that the body can once again heal itself. We could compare this method to catching the burglar. Dr. King believes in attempting to restore the function of the various systems of the body by chiropractic manipulation, muscle strengthening, and acupuncture. The preceding announcement was presented by Dr. Ernest R. King as a service to the community.
Okay, we have about 45 seconds left before the 9 o'clock news, and it's just not fair to get to someone and get them on the air and then have to cut them short. So what we're going to do is just hold off the calls until after the 9 o'clock news. And we got some callers on the line now. I will ask them to either hold or call us back in about 5 minutes. And we would like to get to everyone. So if you can call and hang on hold, we'll get to you eventually. A reminder that Paul Barkley is in Reading Hospital. If you want to send him a card or anything, send it to Paul Barkley, care of Reading Hospital, Building C, Room 4, and that's the Reading Hospital in West Reading, PA. By the way, this is WHUM Reading. It's 9 o'clock.
NBC Radio News. This is Don Doak. Correspondent Paul Duke has a view from Capitol Hill of the experts' findings that the 18-minute gap on a White House tape was caused by someone pressing the erase button.
The new development not only further damages White House credibility, but also adds to Mr. Nixon's political problems on Capitol Hill. One result almost surely will be an acceleration of calls for the president's resignation or impeachment. Some senators and representatives suggested Mr. Nixon's survival may hinge on whether he can